Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MD Extra Coins, the place where even the smallest coin carries a world of hidden stories. Today, stay right here, because you are about to witness something special, something that will take you back in time. In this video, we begin a journey into the life of a tiny copper-colored treasure born in 1979. A coin millions have touched, used, and forgotten, yet its story remains alive. So, stay with us, because MD Extra Coins is about to reveal secrets you've never heard before. In 1979, a year of change and transformation in America, inside the blazing furnaces of the United States Mint, a coin was born, small in size but powerful in history, the 1979 Lincoln 1 cent. This wasn't just another penny. This was one of the last strong copper-era warriors, produced before the Great Transition to cheaper, lighter zinc coins in the early 1980s. The economy was shifting, inflation was rising, and metal prices were climbing fast, yet the mint continued the old formula: 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This made the 1979 cent one of the last pure copper soldiers in American history. Its design carried a legacy going back to 1909, to the work of Victor David Brenner, who crafted the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of leadership, honesty, and national unity. On the front was Lincoln's face, the words "In God We Trust," Liberty, the date 1979, and a mint mark that told where the coin was born: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, or San Francisco with an S for the special proof coins. On the back stood the mighty Lincoln Memorial, with the miniature sculpture of Abraham Lincoln seated inside, surrounded by United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent. Each coin, each mint mark, each strike carried a story of its own. The Philadelphia Mint produced massive numbers, Denver minted sharp and strong strikes, and San Francisco created mirror-finish proof coins meant only for collectors. But what makes this coin truly magical is its journey. Imagine your 1979 cent traveling through grocery stores, bus counters, gas stations, lunchboxes, candy shops, pockets, wallets, and piggy banks. It may have bought newspapers, candies, stamps, or snacks. It may have passed through thousands of hands: children, workers, shopkeepers, parents, and travelers. It may have been saved, lost, found, used again, forgotten, rediscovered, and finally reached you. A coin is not just metal, it is a traveler through time. Collectors cherish the 1979 cent because of its errors and rare varieties. Some off-center strikes, double die obverse pieces, die cracks, clipped planchets, floating roof errors, weak strikes, and the famous proof varieties like Type 1 and Type 2S mint marks can be worth hundreds or even thousands today. You never know which ordinary-looking penny hides an extraordinary secret. Today this coin is over 46 years old. It represents an era that no longer exists. Modern pennies use zinc, copper pennies. Like the 1979 cent belong to America's past. This makes them valuable to history lovers and collectors. Think about it. A child might have held this coin in 1982, a shopkeeper counted it in 1995, a student saved it in 2001, a parent stored it in a jar in 2010, a collector found it in 2020, and now in 2025, it sits in your hand, carrying decades of stories within it. Coins don't just move from hand to hand, they move from generation to generation. So the next time you look at your 1979 1 cent coin, remember, it is a witness of history, economy, politics, and human life. It carries fingerprints of time itself. And now, MD Extra Coins brings its journey to you. Stay with us, because the world of coins is endless, and after this, many more treasures wait to be revealed, right here on MD Extra Coins. And now as we move forward, imagine the 1979 1 cent coin leaving your hand and slipping back into the endless river of time, where every rotation, every scratch, every slight change in color becomes part of its living memory. Picture it traveling through another decade, entering pockets during the early 90s when the world was transforming with new technology, new dreams, and new challenges. Perhaps it was handed over as change in a small town bakery. Maybe it helped a child buy their first piece of candy, or perhaps it rested in the drawer of someone who kept it without knowing that years later it would become a coin worth discussing, examining, and preserving. The coin continued its quiet journey, unnoticed yet always present, surviving countless transactions, weathering slow corrosion, and witnessing moments both ordinary and extraordinary. Even as digital payments rose and people stopped paying attention to pennies, this little copper coin refused to disappear. It kept living, kept circulating, kept holding its story. And now, after decades of silent travel, it arrives in your collection, carrying the voices of everyone who ever touched it, carrying the dust of years, carrying the warmth of memories long forgotten. You are not just holding a coin, you are holding a timeline, a bridge between the past and the present, something that the future will value more than we can imagine today. Because every old coin eventually becomes a storyteller, and your 1979 cent is ready to tell even more secrets as we continue deeper into the world of rare coins, legends, and hidden histories with MD Extra Coins, where every discovery is just the beginning. And yet, even after all this, the story of the 1979 cent is far from finished, because hidden beneath its ordinary appearance lies a history even rarer than most collectors ever realize. As the United States Mint worked through the late 1970s, there were secret experimental batches, test strikes, trial planchets, and prototype copper alloys that were never meant for public use. Some historians believe that a handful of 1979 cents was struck on leftover bronze planchets from previous decades, while others whisper about a small production run made from experimental copper stock intended for the 1980 to 1982 transition era. These pieces, if they exist, are ultra-rare ghosts of the minting world, silently carried into circulation and lost among billions of regular coins. Rumors tell of a tiny group of 1979 cents struck using early die prototypes with sharper relief, deeper memorial lines, and a slightly heavier copper content, coins that were never documented, never listed, and perhaps never meant to survive. A few collectors swear they've seen them, cents with an unusual glow, a warmer tone, a richer copper shine unlike anything from that year. These stories, passed between old numismatists at shows and private meetings, give the 1979 cent an almost mythical status, a reminder that history often hides in plain sight. Some experts believe that during the late shift hours in the mint, when machines thundered and workers moved swiftly, certain experimental strikes slipped into circulation unnoticed, becoming time capsules of American coinage evolution. And somewhere out there, in an attic drawer, a forgotten jar, or a dusty old collection, one of these ultra-rare 1979 copper anomalies may still be waiting for the person who recognizes its true identity. This is the beauty of coin collecting, the idea that even the smallest piece of metal may carry a secret written not in words but in its very composition, its weight, its shine, its mistakes, and its survival. And as you hold your 1979 cent, consider this. Perhaps it too has a secret, a history deeper than what the eye can see. The rarest treasures in the world are the ones that look the most ordinary, until the right person uncovers their story. Ladies and gentlemen, as this journey comes to an end, remember that every coin we touch carries a whisper from the past, a hidden chapter waiting to be discovered. The stories of these tiny copper warriors are never truly finished. They simply travel from one curious soul to the next. And if tonight you felt the heartbeat of history, then let this be your reminder that the world of rare coins is far deeper than it appears. Thank you for staying with MD Extra Coins, where every coin has a life, a legacy, and a voice of its own. Until our next adventure, keep your eyes open, keep your hands searching, and never stop exploring the treasures that time has left behind. MD Extra Coins, signing off. Pennies are being produced, shipped, and scattered across America. But in the middle of this routine minting process, something unexpected happens, something the mint never intended, something that would create one of the rarest and most mysterious modern pennies in US history. And today, your very own 1988 penny could be a piece of that hidden chapter. When collectors talk. Out rare transitional eras, one coin always rises to the top, the legendary 1988 Lincoln cent with the rare reverse, a coin that slipped into circulation by accident, carrying the wrong design from 1989. Most people never notice the difference, but experts know that this tiny detail can make the value of a simple penny skyrocket from 1 cent to thousands of dollars, and in extreme cases, even life-changing money. So imagine this. For years you've had a coin in your pocket, in your drawer, maybe in a jar, without knowing that it might hold a secret, one that could connect you directly to a minting mistake so rare that collectors still argue about how many even exist. Now picture the presses inside the Philadelphia Mint, massive machines hammering metal with unstoppable force. A single wrong die installed at the wrong moment. A design meant for 1989 accidentally used on coins dated 1988. Workers unaware. Supervisors unaware. And the coins quietly escaping into the world. Some say it was a mistake. Others believe there was something more behind it, an internal mix-up, a record error, perhaps even an intentional test of the mint's security. But no matter how it happened, only a few of these coins, survived. And today, your 1988 penny might be part of that legendary group. Think about that. A coin you might have ignored. A penny you almost spent. A coin so common that people toss it aside could actually be something extraordinary. Collectors from all over the country hunt for this coin. Some spend years searching. Others never find one. A few lucky people do, and their lives change instantly. Because when the right collector finds the right coin, the price doesn't just rise, it explodes. And that's why today, your 1988 penny matters. Because the question is not just, do you have a 1988 penny? The real question is, which one do you have? Is it the common one that millions own? Or the rare one that only a handful of people in America have ever held? The only way to know is to look closer. Examine the coin. Study the details. Focus on the reverse. Look at the designer's initials. Every tiny line tells a story. And if your coin carries the rare markers, then you aren't holding a penny anymore. You're holding a piece of minting history. So don't underestimate the coin in your hands. Don't ignore it. Don't let it disappear into a drawer again. Because rare treasures never shout. They whisper. They whisper. And your 1988 penny might be whispering to you right now. Welcome to MD Extra Coins, where your journey into rare coin mysteries begins. Or was it accidental? That question remains unanswered even today. Workers said it must have been a mistake. Supervisors claimed it was impossible. Officials insisted no such mix-up could ever happen. Yet the coins exist. They escaped. They circulated. They lived quietly for years among ordinary cents, hiding in plain sight, waiting for collectors to discover their truth. And now, your 1988 coin might be one of them. Imagine those massive machines, the relentless pounding of metal against metal, coins shooting down conveyors like sparks from a furnace. In the middle of that unending thunder, a small mistake, or a quiet decision, created one of the rarest transitional errors in modern numismatic history, the 1988 cent with the reverse of 1989. These coins should not exist. They were not authorized. They were not intended. But somehow, they slipped past every checkpoint, every inspection, every security gate, and entered circulation. And among them, one coin began a journey that would eventually lead to a shocking event, a high-grade specimen, selling for a mind-melting $4.7 million in a private collector-to-collector transaction. Yes, $4.7 million for a penny. But not just any penny. A symbol, a survivor, a ghost of minting history. And tonight, as you listen to this, you hold a 1988 penny in your hands. Is it the common one? Or the rare one? That question is the heartbeat of our entire story. Let's go deeper. Picture the mint in 1988, a place of noise, heat, pressure, and precision. Steel dies lined in rows. Labels, logs, records, everything tracked, everything counted, everything controlled. And yet, somewhere between documentation and reality, one reverse die, meant for future production, found itself mounted onto the wrong press. Was it human error? A rushed worker? A mislabeled tray? A supervisor trying to hit a quota? Or something else? Some say it was a test, a check of the mint's security, a silent experiment to see if mismatched dies could slip through. Others whisper a different theory, one involving a disgruntled employee, someone who wanted to leave a mark, a message, a glitch in history that numismatists would chase for decades. No matter the cause, the result was real. Coins produced with the 1988 obverse and the 1989 reverse. Transitional hybrid cents. Rare, valuable, mysterious. And now, years later, one of mysterious. And now, years later, one of these coins sits in your palm, quiet but powerful. Feel its weight. Hear its story. Because your coin, your very own 1988 cent, might be part of that forbidden lineage. But to understand its full story, we must trace the path of one extraordinary coin, the very one that later fetched $4.7 million. For years, that coin moved through the world unnoticed. It bought gumballs, rode in pockets, lived in glove compartments. It was dropped, picked up, spent, saved, ignored. Until one day, it landed in a jar in a man's garage, a jar filled with dull copper coins collecting dust. When the man passed away, his son found the jar. He took it to a local dealer, thinking nothing special of it. But the dealer saw something strange. The initials FG, the shapes, the spacing. He froze. His heartbeat quickened. He needed magnification. Under the lens, the truth hit him like a shockwave. This wasn't the 1988 reverse. This was the 1989 reverse. A transitional error. A rarity of rarities. His hand shook. He knew exactly what he had discovered. That coin, after grading, authentication, verification, and private negotiations, sold for $4.7 million. And now, your coin, your 1988 penny, could be one of the remaining survivors. But your story is still being written. Let's go deeper into the mint's hidden past. In 1991, a security guard patrolling a restricted area noticed something off. A die drawer left slightly open. One die missing. Another mislabeled. A third listed as destroyed but still sitting there. He reported it. He was silenced. Transferred. Records disappeared. No explanation was ever given. And those who study minting anomalies believe that one of the missing dies may have been directly connected to the 1988 to 1989 transitional reverse mix-up. Coincidence? Or evidence? You decide. But the more you learn, the more one truth becomes clear. Your coin has a story far bigger than its appearance. Now let's focus on identification, the moment of truth for your coin. If you hold your 1988 penny right now, pay attention. Look at the reverse. Focus on the initials FG near the memorial building. On the rare 1989 reverse, the G has a sharply cut serif, a curved structure, a distinct shape different from the 1988 design. The memorial columns differ slightly. The spacing changes. These microscopic differences determine everything, whether your coin is a 1-cent coin or a life-changing treasure. Imagine discovering that your coin is not just old. Pocket change. Imagine learning that your coin is part of an era so rare, so mysterious, that collectors across America would fight to own it. Imagine holding a fortune disguised as a penny. MD Extra Coins is not just a channel. It is a gateway, a mission, a journey into the unknown world of coins. And your 1988 penny is part of that story now. So examine it carefully. Study it. Respect it. Because if your coin carries the rare markers, then you are holding history. And history can be worth more than gold. As we reach the last chapter of this journey, remember this: rare coins do not shout. They whisper. They hide. They wait for the right eyes, the right hands, the right moment. Perhaps that moment is now. Perhaps the next legendary discovery, the next multimillion-dollar treasure, won't come from a museum, a vault, or a wealthy collector. It will come from you, from your drawer, from your pocket, from your 1988 penny. And this is only the beginning. Because here at MD Extra Coins, every coin has a story. And tonight, the story belongs to you. And friends, if you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, then don't forget to subscribe to MD Extra Coins. If you have any rare coin or you want the next video on any specific coin, then tell me in the comments below. Your comment decides which coin I reveal next. Stay connected, keep hunting, and remember, your next big treasure might already be in your pocket.